Welcome to the Spotlight. I am Sophia Hernandez. Today's episode is all about health and wellness. In today's episode, we speak to a trainer who studied nutrition and exercise sciences with a focus on physical therapy. Women's Health magazine voted her at-home fitness app as the best fitness app. In today's episode, we break down preconceived notions about the kitchen and the gym, and we promote what real workouts look like for real people like you and I. Today in the Spotlight is Tatiana Lampa.
Hi guys, I am Coach Tatiana Lampa, also known as Training with T on Instagram. I have my own fitness app called Training with T, and I am the founder of my program called Move Better.
So tell me a little bit, how did you get into fitness? I feel like everybody's either coach, health and wellness, their journey always looks a little bit different. Tell me a little bit about yours.
Yeah, so I've been an athlete majority of my life, and moving and staying active was kind of like my heart and soul. I prefer staying fit and doing my activities versus schoolwork. I was that kind of person. So when I was in college, I was a college cheerleader and dancer, and I wanted to become a physical therapist. My big dream was to become the first female physical therapist for the Yankees. That is so niche down. That was my dream. I wrote it on paper.
Can I just say I'm a huge Yankees fan, so I support that endeavor 110%. That is actually really cool. I love that goal.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I wanted. And I graduated with nutrition and exercise sciences. And I just became a trainer just to save up money to get to physical therapy school. And while I was becoming a trainer as like my side gig, I was working like 4 jobs back then. I was like, oh my gosh, this can be my full-time career. I'm in love with it. I remember training only specifically senior citizens, and it was the most rewarding thing ever. Hearing from one client said to me, she was like, because of you, I can actually get up from gardening. And when she said that, like my heart went into my stomach. I was like, this is it. I know I can make this my full-time career. So ever since that moment, I was like, all right, I'm all in with fitness.
How did you find what works for you? Because I know that too, especially for somebody who's maybe probably dabbled in so many different types of fitness, whether it be, HIIT, Pilates, running, cardio. How did you find what worked for you and what made Training with T what it is today?
Yeah. So I've always been a gym girl. I've been a gym rat ever since like I was maybe like 17. And I truly loved it. I loved the results as a college student. That was my main focus. I knew that strength training was science based, that was getting real results, and I just loved it so much. And I wanted to start to like try other things, and the other thing that I really loved was Pilates. And I always say this to a lot of clients, and they always ask, what's the perfect thing? Listen, everyone has different bodies, the way we work out, what you actually enjoy. First things first, enjoy what you're actually working out. Like if you like taking a bar class, if you like spinning, you like running, do what your body craves for. But I really love the complement of Pilates and strength training for my body. I felt strong, I felt confident, and I felt my best. So that's a kind of like a background about it.
And let's talk a little bit about your training, expertise, certification, because I think a lot of times, people, especially now in this day and age of social media, they see somebody, that's advertising either working out or like eating healthy, and they kind of put everybody in the same umbrella, but that's not the case. Everybody has different training, everybody has different specialties and areas of focus. What is yours? Tell people a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so my background and focus is corrective exercise. So like you guys heard, I wanted to become a physical therapist. So becoming a trainer and a physical therapist, I was trying to find that bridge and that gap in between that I can feel so complete. And becoming a corrective exercise was that perfect bridge. So I'm a corrective exercise specialist. I'm certified as a functional strength coach. I'm pronatal certified. So anyone who's looking to get pregnant are pregnant, and then the post pregnancy. I'm also a pain-free performance specialist, so many words. And what else am I? I have so many things. I'm looking at my certifications. Um, and I think that's it. I have like other things, but those are the main focus.
That's awesome. Okay, we're going to get into some viewer questions because we've had a couple of again, different people with different areas of expertise. So I had some people send in some questions. One of them is, what do you do to get toned? It's a pretty general question, but
okay. Great question though, because I think that's more of a general, especially if someone doesn't really understand that in depth of fitness and how to get toned. is strength training. And people always get scared of it. They're saying, oh my gosh, I don't want to get bulky. I see this girl at the gym and she looks bulky to me, and that's not my goal. And I always like to reiterate this, is that strength training is actually going to get you the defined arms you're looking for. Lighter weights are not going to give you that defined toned arms. And you also have to think about what you're putting inside your body. Like, what are you eating? You'll see some of these competitors, these bodybuilders, and a lot of people say they're bulky. And I say that very loosely, but they're also really dieting, and they're really watching what they're eating or the specific diet that they're having to have that kind of body. So I always say, like, strength training, but also be super mindful of what you're eating.
That's definitely a question that comes later. We had a couple of people asking about the kitchen, which I think, of course, is a huge element to health and fitness in general, but also to your workout journey.
Yes.
The next question: what to do when you want to lose weight? Another pretty general one, but I think those are probably the two bucket list top right off the bat.
Yes. Yeah. So what to do to lose weight? And I'm going to myth bust right now. You do not need to do endless hours of cardio. You're going to kill yourself over cardio, and then you're wondering why you're plateauing.
Thank God. Thank God. Music to my ears.
Yes, I love it. So that's something that when we were maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago, when we were like kind of like in this mindset, cardio, we were like cardio bunnies. And then after seeing plateaus, and this is all by my own experience, it's like, well, this is not, I feel loose. Like my arms look like spaghetti, and that's not exactly what I wanted. I want to look strong. I want to look like I can hold my own. So the benefits of strength training and HIIT, if anyone really likes HIIT, is that the goal here is to speed up your metabolism, right? And it's also to burn as many calories as possible. So with strength training and with HIIT, at the end of your workout, you're burning an additional 20 to 30% of the caloric burned while you're working out. So all the calories you just burned in, let's say 30 minutes, I'm just going to make this up, 30 minutes, you burn 250 calories. After you're done, you get home, you sit on your couch, you're still burning calories. When you're doing cardio, let's say you just took like a 30-minute Peloton or a 30-minute Soul Cycle class, you burn that 250 calories, and that is it. The second you get off that bike, the second your heart rate drops, you are done. So it's kind of scaling out, like, where can I get the most benefits? Where can I get more bang for my buck? So that's how I like to think about it. If you're looking to lose weight, we want to maximize your time and not burn out in cardio. Do other movements that's exciting.
Okay, here's a kitchen question. What are for you some kitchen no-nos?
Ooh, kitchen no-nos. Okay, so I guess sweets are a number one thing because sugar is quietly evil, and we all have we have sugar cravings all the time. But if we can step away from those processed sugar, we're going to start to see a different aura of yourself. You'll feel less lazy. You'll be more energetic. You won't have cravings. So getting like those cookies, those cupcakes, any of those processed sugars, goods out of your house, I think is going to be game changing. So that's like my number one tip.
Okay, here's a pretty lengthy one. I'm going to read it because it was a viewer send in. And I thought this one was interesting. You kind of touched a little bit upon it before. So this person said, feeling in a rut. I've been working out consistently, but not feeling like I'm seeing results. I know I am strong, but I feel like I look flabby. So I guess answers to that.
My question for this viewer is, are you increasing your weight? Are you doing constant progression? Because if we're staying with the same weight and doing the same moves, that's the first thing. It's just like, yes, you are strong. Challenge yourself, because you're going to start to activate your muscles and the muscle fibers. And then we start to grow the muscles and we break them down, all the science of it. And you're going to see a change in your arms. I know you were commenting about the flabby arms, and also diet. I know I always have to insert diet, but it's also, what are you eating? Are you eating enough protein? Because if you're lifting weights, we need the support from protein.
You know what? We're going to take a pause because I have a question on that. I think that always is a scary thing too. And now, we have a lot of people who are vegan, vegetarian, have specialized diets that maybe that protein intake looks different for different people. Talk a little bit about the importance of protein and how it might look different for different people.
Yeah. So everyone has, different diets, vegan, vegetarians, pescatarians. I was a pescatarian for a little while, and let me tell you, it was tougher than it actually sounds. And finding protein for your body, especially if you're lifting weights or you're exercising a lot, you need to support. Protein is going to help with your recovery and also build your muscle. So like the comment of the flabby arms. All right, now we need to support our food is what fuels us and fuels our body. So that protein is going to allow our muscle to build. And now we'll not say goodbye to flabby arms, but help support our goals. For protein, okay, so vegan. So I'm not a vegan specialist, but I always say if you are vegan and you're starting to notice that your protein intake is lacking, do some research, find out, okay, do I actually like tofu? You know, if you don't like tofu, don't force yourself to do it. But you can start to find protein in some of your vegetables and your beans, your quinoa, and then someone who's vegetarian, you know, like you have a little bit more option, but you also don't want it to be the same exact food all the time because it gets boring. If you're that kind of person that can eat the same exact thing every meal of the day, God bless you. I give you so much props. But if you're someone who needs versatile food, I say do some research on it.
And Coach T, I know you specialize, and we're going to get into it a little bit later, your app, and a balanced workout schedule. For you, what do you think that is that perfect recipe of, let's say, a balanced workout schedule?
Yeah, I think we're always chasing over balance and it's so hard to achieve it. But once you create these habits and routine, you are able to achieve it. So I created a schedule for my Training with T app members just so that it's easier on our body. So we start off, whether it's a bigger muscle group like your legs or your upper body, we split that in half. So let's say Monday is leg day, Tuesday is upper body day. So we got to push and pull. Wednesday is like our HIIT day. So this is where we get to get our heart rate going. Thursday's arms and abs. Friday, I'm probably doing a total body, and Saturday and Sunday, you have an option of having 2 rest day or 1 rest day. 1 rest day is a non-negotiable for everyone. If you want to go 2 rest days, that's on you. If you want to do something low impact, I have low impact workouts on the app. That's your low impact day. So finding that balance of like, we're not doing HIIT 7 days a week. That's a lot of stress in our body, but we're also not lifting 7 days a week. That's majority of the people on my app are not looking to lift 7 days a week. They're trying to find something that works for their schedule at home before and after work. They're working an at-home job. They have kids running around and they just want to fit in that 30-minute workout, get their heart rate going, and that is it. So the app workouts and the schedule is catered to those people.
And let's talk a little bit about rest because I think that is always a very touchy subject in the sense of, I mean, I find it for myself. I really like, I always say I work out not necessarily to look a certain way, but because it makes me feel good. And I've kind of always just been an active person my whole life, not necessarily athletic, but just like I like to move my body. And so I struggle with that because in the days where I don't work out, I'm like in my head almost mentally like, but I want to and like I should be, even if it's like a little something. So I struggle very much with rest. And I know a lot of people do finding that balance because, we're striving for whatever that goal is. And we almost think like we don't deserve that extra day. Talk a little bit about the importance of rest.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're nailing it. Like Sophia, I was like talking about this a few days ago, but we have this mentality of like, the more we do, the more we'll get. So like if I work out 7 days a week, I'm going to look the way I look, or I'm just going to feel 10 times better. And honestly, I'm with you. I feel better when I move. It's not even just aesthetics at this point. Like I need to move my body for my mental health. But it's really, really important to rest because our body is working overtime constantly. We're putting stress on our muscle, our joints, and having that full rest day is going to regenerate and rest those muscles. And two, we want to prevent injury. So we want to get out of that overtraining mentality, which I have been there many, many years ago. And it was a lot of my body. I pulled out my back, and that's why I specialize in back pain. I was severely overtraining. And one day I went to pick up the bar to do a deadlift, and that was it. After that, I was like, I am severely overtraining because I know I'm strong. I know I can lift this weight. It's just a lot of stress on my body.
That goes into my next question. I've been seeing a lot, which you've probably seen too, this 75-day challenge. And like a couple months ago, I had a very good friend. He kind of called me up and he was like, I'm going to do this. And we are kind of the same in that, like, when our mind gets something, we kind of are on that and we're not going to like stop until we see it through, like we're kind of like an all or nothing kind of people. So he tells me about this saying and I'm like, oh, that sounds like a great concept, not even just for overall well-being as far as like working out, but like more the mental health aspect of it and kind of just taking time to reset, relax. And then now that was like maybe like 2 months ago, seeing it pick up steam, see a lot of other people doing it as well. But when you think about it, 2-day workouts every day for 75 days, like again, that's a lot of strenuous work. What are your thoughts on that challenge?
So it's funny that you say that because we just released, and my girls and my guys are currently doing a 30-day reset on the Training with T app. And it was inspired by 75 Hard, but we wanted to change it to something that's a little bit more sustainable for our subscribers. So instead of 2 workouts a day, it's 1 workout a day. You don't have to read 10 pages a day. Like we have the meditation and the journaling portion, but Listen, I'm so for the habits and routines. And I know 75 hard is really pushing that for your routine, and you have a goal, and also for your mental health. So I'm really for that. My suggestion is for anyone who's looking to do 75 hard. If you're a beginner in this, I wouldn't suggest it, because you're going from nothing into 2 workouts a day for the next 75 days. If you've been training and you're an athlete or a previous athlete and this is not something new for you, go for it. And that's something that I say to my resetters. I call them my resetters. If you're used to this, you're used to working out almost every single day, then you should be fine. But if you feel your body needs a rest day, please take it. On my app, when I created the program for 30-day reset, I was like, there's no way that I can give them full 7-day workouts. I was like, every Sunday is going to be core and we're stretching, and that's going to be their workout for the day. So I am for 75 hard. If you are, in this fitness journey for a while, if you are just a beginner and you're like, I never worked out in my life and I'm going to start 75 hard, I would say, let's start moving maybe four times a week or 3 times a week, and then progress up to 75 hard.
And even for that, for people who are, either maybe not beginning, but maybe just getting back into it, or maybe workout has just never been a passion or something that they've looked to and it's just never been consistent.
Yeah.
What are some pieces of advice for somebody who's like listening to this and is like, all right, I want to take the first step, let's go? What's some piece of advice for them?
My best piece of advice is find a workout that you actually enjoy. Like, if you love dance cardio, go for it. If you're like, I absolutely dread taking a spin class, but my friend keeps pulling me there because she has a crush on this instructor and wants me to see how cute he is, and you dread it. It's so true.
You know what? Whatever takes you to the gym, that's it.
And so find something you enjoy and do that 2-3 times a week. And then you're like, you start to open up your horizon of what else is out there. And you're like, wow, I actually I'm interested in Pilates. I saw this on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. They were doing Pilates. I want to try it. So trying things is not the worst thing in the world. You're dipping your toes into other things, and then you find out what you like.
Okay, we're going back to the kitchen. How I think always too, I always ask all my health and fitness, because I also think too, in part with working out, a lot of people always have questions with bloating, or blame a lot of like, oh, I'm bloated today. And a lot of which it could be very much bloating, depending on the time of the month or whatever, our mood, stress.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about bloating, tips and tricks with that, and kind of how to navigate that.
Yeah, bloating is something that a lot of females, even male, struggle with. And it's, again, what we're putting into our body. Also how, a great relief, if anyone, all my ladies who has their period, we don't feel confident when we're bloated. Like, I don't want to do a photo shoot. I don't want to hang out with my friends. I'm definitely not putting on a pair of jeans. But then I have to reassess of, okay, did I have processed sugar? Did I sweat today? Did I have enough water? There was something that I saw yesterday, and I screenshot it. And, one of this coach was like, this is like the perfect recipe for anyone who has like cramping or inflammation. And it was organic raw carrots. And you would peel it. You would do 2 teaspoons of coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, and sea salt. And that's what's supposed to help your debloating and your cramps. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is, what's her name? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. I'll give you the credit after. Angie Lee, you know Angie Lee, right? Yeah. So she posted that, and she's like the queen of talking about everything. So I screenshot, I was like, I actually want to try that. But it's also reassessing, what did I eat? Did I move my body?
Okay, so let's talk a little bit. And again, this is more your, let's say, specialty area. And I know I can raise my hand because I have definitely done this, or maybe I shouldn't have. And I think we all have, right? We, again, want to push our limits, and like, we're in the middle of a workout. We don't want to stop. It took us so much to get there. We don't want to like leave the room because either something feels funky, or, maybe it was like, ooh, like you're lifting away. You're like, kind of tense, but like, I'm not in pain. I'm not, ow. So like, let's keep going. What's kind of your piece of advice for when things start to feel a little funky? Maybe you're not at that injured, like screaming in pain stage, but yet like it doesn't feel 100% during a workout.
Yeah. So that's a really great question, because that happens often. Like, you'll feel something like tweak a little bit and you're like, that felt funny. Can I still keep going? And you start to move. You're like, okay, I start to move, but I feel better. If you start to notice that you're feeling better when you're moving, awesome. If you start to notice that your body is like, I can't even walk, I need to go home. If your body is screaming no, listen to it. So I'm all about like following your gut. And then from there, let's say you're like, okay, I was moving around and I felt fine after. And then you also tried to move around and you weren't feeling good. This is a moment where you need to assess your body and talk about like, all right, what have I been doing? What have I been stressing too much on my body? Am I not sleeping enough? Am I high on stress? Is work stressing me out? What's my diet like? And all of these questions come into play when we get hurt and injured because it's an accumulation of everything. So let's say your shoulder is killing you. You know, I have a shoulder injury. And when I was doing a chest press, what was going on? My chest is severely so tight. So it's pulling shoulders forward. I need to release that tension, right? Open up the shoulder. And then I need to work and strengthen my rear delts to support my chest. So whenever I feel something in my shoulder, it's a reminder, go do rear delts, focus on your posterior muscles, strengthen those posterior muscles so we can get out of that like pain zone.
I want to talk a little bit about Training with TV app. Tell me a little bit about what's gone into it, the work that's been created to make this. I think it was voted what on Women's Health Mag, one of like the best fitness app ever. Congratulations on that title. Tell us a little bit about the work that goes into it.
So, okay, when I signed on to create this app, I had no idea, full disclosure, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I was like, all right, it was during the pandemic. I'm going to film in my boyfriend's garage. And, you know, we didn't have access. Everything was closed. I couldn't rent out a studio. So I did what I can. And I wanted everything to be at home because the climate that we're currently in, I knew people were like, I just need to work out. I have minimal weight. I have only just dumbbells. I'm lucky I only have bands. And that's the only thing I could have gotten during 2020. So I wanted to create something that is accessible to everyone, that we can move our body. The best part about the Training with T app is that I have a ton of challenges. So if anyone is like, I need like that reset, or I need to like challenge myself, I have challenges that you follow every single day. It is brainless. You hop onto the app and you follow along. So I wanted something super easy for someone to follow along. No brain power is required. Follow me and let's get real results. On the Training with T app, I do have T's Talk, and it's kind of like my version of a TED's Talk. And I'll bring other fitness professionals or health professionals in, just giving some tips and some recommendations to our subscribers. And then lastly, I am releasing, I'm sure when this releases, it'll be out by then, but I am releasing Cooking with T. So we have, you know, the fitness portion, we have like the T's Talk portion. And now I kind of wanted to integrate some food because so many people have been asking me like, what's your meal prep like? I need, you know, snacks that are quick. I need lunch that's like under 10 minutes. Like, what do you eat that's healthy? How can I increase my protein? So I kind of wanted to create something all into one hub.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And especially the kitchen, because it does for sure go hand in hand. And I think, I mean, I struggle with that too. Like in my workday, I'm like, oh, like I'm craving a salad, but like I don't have accessibility to a salad or like to prepare one, you know? So that would be great. Can you tell me a little bit too about this 30-day reset? What exactly goes into it? Kind of because you mentioned it's a 30-day working out as well as like the journaling meditation. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, you have no idea. In December, I was getting everything ready for the 30-day reset and I was itching. I was like, I can't wait to release this. I can't wait to start this. So it is no alcohol, no processed sugar. We walk 10,000 steps a day. And if you can do this outside, that's amazing. I know majority of the people on the app are somewhere really cold with snow and they're still walking 10K steps. Like they're in like -4 degrees and they're still out there. So I give them a lot of props. We meditate in the morning. I have a mindset coach, Erin Berry, on my private Facebook group, and she leads through some meditations. We're journaling. You can journal for 5, you can journal for 20 minutes. I have the 5-minute journal. I do that in the morning. And then we work out 1 hour on the Training with T app. And again, everything is brainless. You just hop onto the app, whatever day you're on, that's what you're going to do. And then we're going to drink 2 to 4 liters of water, depending on your body. I put the calculation in our Facebook group. And this is something a little different from 75 Hard. 1 gallon of water is their recommendation, but every body is so different that I can't recommend 1 gallon because maybe we're putting too much water in our body, or maybe we're not putting enough water in our body. So I did that calculation for them. And then lastly is to take your photo every single day from day 1 to day 30 to see that full transformation.
Another part to that too is I think, again, with everyone's workout journey, it looks different. And I think a lot of times too, again, especially in this day and age where we have Instagram and we have social media, we're seeing these women who may look a certain way, may do, let's say, like a Pilates workout. You know, we don't know how consistently, but that's what they do. And then we feel discouraged because maybe our workout journey doesn't look like that. And I think that's always, especially with women, the big apprehension for either getting on board with working out is, I did it last time and I didn't see results like that. So like, why even bother? You know, talk to us a little bit about that, why it might look different for some people and that it's probably okay that it looks a little bit different.
Yes. And it's totally, totally okay for it to look different. Literally everybody is different. What works for someone else may not work for you. So let's say someone who absolutely loves Pilates and they're looking for these long, lean lines, but someone else is like, well, that doesn't really work for me. I actually perform better with HIIT. And that's when I feel long and lean and the most confident ever. So looking, and you can't, it's so hard. You can't compare and say, I want to look just like her. Okay, well, her looks a little different, maybe she's a little bit more curvier and maybe you're, more athletic looking. I'm definitely more athletic looking. And when I was younger, I would always crave for that, Kardashians really set up this hourglass for us to I want it so badly. And I had to come to terms way back then. That's not my body. I have an athletic stature that I need to embrace it. So first things first, embrace your body. This is so special. We have one body. And then two, don't compare yourself. Use that person that you are looking up to as an inspiration. So wow, their body is beautiful. I would love to look like them, but my body is beautiful. I'm going to constantly keep working on it to be my best. It's not going to look like hers, but it's going to be my best.
And I know Training with T also emphasizes that real workouts for real people. Tell me a little bit about that line specifically.
Yeah, real workouts for real people. I do this with my members. I get to know who my members are. It's not like I'm some Joe Schmo and you never get to talk to me. I love getting to know my members. They're all over the world. I love hearing about their story, how they got on the Train with T app. Some of them get married, they'll have kids, they come back, and it's just such a beautiful thing that I wanted this app to be personable for anyone and everyone. If you want to reach out and talk to me about something, I think I've heard all life stories, but I wanted to be that interactive trainer and not someone who is just I'm putting out workouts, I'm just doing it for the money. No, I actually care about you. Thank you for being a part of my community.
And tell me a little bit, you're a testament to that. I feel like in COVID, again, before I did HIIT at a very intense gym and I loved it. A place where you go for 2 weeks, you see results automatically if you're putting the work in. And I've kind of gone through spurts of that. I'll do a gym membership for 3 months and best my body's ever been. And then I kind of take what I've learned, put it into play at home. And then COVID hit and that kind of is what happened. I was loving this gym, was going there, but then I kind of just took what I knew and started doing at home workouts. And I started finding these awesome trainers online, how a lot of people were doing. And, kind of followed. I had three people that I loved and stuck with them. And still to this day, I haven't returned to a gym because I love them, and really the at-home workout works for me. And I know it works for a lot of people. Yes. But I know there are some people who are they'll look at me and they're like, you look like that, from an at-home, or that was, you do an at-home workout, you don't do it, it almost downplaying what it could give in the results. Talk a little bit about that. Your thoughts on the at-home workout regime.
Yeah. Do not sleep on at-home workouts. Let me tell you that at-home workouts it's going to skyrocket even more. You'll start to see yes, we have Peloton, we have Mirror, there's Tonal, so many things are coming to our at-home. Now we have all of our favorite trainers working out at home. And you know what the difference is? It's really instead of driving 10 minutes or taking a train for 20 minutes to go to your gym, all you do is walk downstairs or upstairs. Your gym is there. You get your workout in, and it's kind of your time. You get it done in 30 minutes or an hour without the travel time. Oh my gosh, I have to go shower. I have to meet someone for dinner. It's going to take you additional time. You're still getting the same work done. You just have to stay focused. And that is the main thing is as long as you stay focused, you have your proper equipment, you're going to get everything done.
Okay, last question of the day. I want to know what your golden rule is for health and fitness. If you had one thing to live by, we are all about quotes, inspirational advice. Send us off with one golden rule of yours.
Golden rule is movement is medicine. And I will say this till the day that I die, movement is medicine. When you are not feeling good, move, go outside. If you are coming out from a breakup, go work out. If your back is kind of feeling funky, go strengthen your glutes so your back pain doesn't come back again. It helps mentally, physically, spiritually. Movement is medicine.
I cannot thank you enough, Tatiana. Thank you so, so much for joining us here on the Spotlight. If you guys would like to learn more about Training with T or about Tatiana's training, Coach T, you can follow her social links down below. And as always, a new episode of the Spotlight airs every Thursday on whatever streaming platform you listen to. Thank you again, Coach T.
Thank you.